Hi everyone, welcome to Business for Builders. Thanks for joining us. My name is Max. I am the CEO of Smith & Sons, and today we're just going to catch up something I was thinking about. And I really thank you for tuning in and giving us your ear. I really hope that we continue to deliver value. We don't want to, deliver information to you that's not useful. We don't want it to be useless. And I think, to ensure that that's the case, a lot of the stuff that I chat about, I think two areas where it comes from. It comes from my personal experience, this will be my 32nd year in the construction business at some level, and also the operation that we run currently, which is a franchising group in 3 different countries. And so we've got a lot of real-time data, a lot of real-time things going on in the business, specifically in the renovations and remodeling sector. So, that's what we want to do. We want to make sure that, we bring to our audience, something that they can, maybe take away, a bit of a hot take perhaps, and utilize and use and help to improve their business. And as the information comes to them, they can implement and be successful and create some more profit and better lifestyle. So today I'm going to talk about something that used to, when I had a crew of guys and I was running a building company, something I used to say to the guys all the time was that we start well and we finish strong. And I think it's important to consider your activity and your mindset. And, I think straight out of the gate, what we must do as general contractors is not take for granted the trust that you build with the clients. I think all too soon we sort of think, well, we get comfortable and we think, okay, we've had a great experience thus far with these clients, and we tend to get a little bit lazy. And that's why, it's important that we start well and we finish strong, because I think it's important that we see it through at the same level of an intensity that we started with. Obviously, when we're trying to get a deal over the line, we're super hungry and we really want to see that thing go to contract, and so we can get a commencement on it. But then a lot of the time we sort of might go looking for the next sale, and then we treat our existing clients with a little bit of disrespect, and hence we don't really finish as strongly as perhaps as what we started. And so, what I want to do is I want to drill down a little bit deeper with regards to that. And I want to talk about, charisma and character. And, I think in the sales world, and I sell franchises for a living, and we're building a brand here in North America. And it's all too easy for me, or the hesitation to look after existing franchises as well as what you would look after a new franchise that's just come in. It's all too easy to shift your focus. And I think, what I've got to do is, in my business is be intense and, desire to serve and really deliver value up front to the new franchisees coming in, but also be careful that I don't forget about our existing, network of builders that we have introduced and who are really, on their way. And so with clients, it's super important too that we don't take our eyes off the ball. And I think what it comes down to is in the sales process, there is a lot of, you've got to be fairly charismatic. If you're a salesperson, you've got to be able to deliver value. You've got to be fairly sprightly in your responses, in your delivery. You've got to be able to demonstrate value. You've got to be able to qualify and disqualify in some cases. So there is a great deal of sales craft and charisma where you impress, your prospective client. And so, and I think that's really, super important. I think people want to be entertained even in the sales process. Where we fall off, I think potentially because we're always looking for the thrill of the kill, and certainly making sales is has that rush attached to it. But what my, story today would be is to not only, that is, we're driven by almost that adrenaline rush of actually closing a deal. But I think it's almost like that's the honeymoon period. And I think to make this marriage work between your building company and your clients, it takes a great deal of character. And I think, a commitment to your commitment, whatever you've said in the sales process to win their trust, and to develop that relationship, to develop the rapport, to deconstruct the wall of distrust that a lot of homeowners have. I think it's important that we understand that once we move past that and we get into the construction side of it, really is where our character as an operator begins to show the most. And, it's interesting, as I was giving this some consideration, I'm importing something from Australia to to Canada. And it was interesting that when I approached this shipping company about, having this item, put into a sea can or a container and brought across, they were very prompt. The guy in question, who I dealt with the whole way through, was very prompt in his initial response. He was very prompt in his initial quote. And at that point, we sort of made a decision that we're just going to leave it for a couple of months and said, look, we'll get back in contact. And look, the month came around. On the first of the month, we made contact and said we want to do a deal. And, we want to go ahead with this. And so, what happened was, what I noticed is that once I had committed to being a client or a customer of theirs, the dynamic in the relationship changed. All of a sudden, they were I was getting emails in uppercase. Now, I don't know about you, and call me OCD or weird or whatever, but when someone starts out writing emails in an uppercase with no salutation at the beginning or the end, and it's all around when can you facilitate payment, when can you make payment, when can we get your credit card details, all of a sudden, all of that nicety, the charisma that the guy used in the beginning, Canada's such a nice place, you really picked a winner there, I'm sure your family's enjoying it. All of that wonderful, personable, relatable sort of stuff that you would tend to use if you're charismatic and you're a good salesperson, all of a sudden the true colors begin to show when they start sending me email demanding payment, which is okay. But the tone of the emails changed. And to this day, and it's already on the ship as we speak, I have asked in email format 3 or 4 times, can I please have a receipt of payment? And I have not received that. And so when we talked about insurances for the goods to be transported, can I have a copy of the insurance policy? Okay, we will get that to you, but when we cut ropes and the ship departs, we'll get it to you. The ship has been left the port of Brisbane now for at least a week, and I still don't have that documentation. So I'm not exactly a patient guy, and so when that sort of shit happens to me, obviously it disappoints me because I know that's what can happen in the building game as well. And so to this day, I still haven't got the 2 things that I've asked for, receipt of payment and the insurance documentation. And so, I chose not to be completely evil at this guy on the email. I just was like, every week I would send him another email saying, hey bro, can I have this and can I have that? Oh yeah, sure, no sweat. And we still haven't got it. So what happens is, if he dares, which I don't think he will, because he's only thinking of himself, because he does what it takes to get the deal, gets the money, and then service falls off a cliff. And so it's like, I don't think he's going to come and ask me for any testimonials or reviews. But if he does, I will have to decline, because my mum always said, if you can't say anything nice, don't say it at all. And, guys, this is where, when you're running a building company and you create this dissatisfaction throughout the build process, and clients like me will choose to, for the sake of just getting the job done and getting this thing out of, getting this contractor out of my life or receiving the goods, they will choose not to say anything negative to jeopardize the relationship any further. But they will not go out of their way to help you build your business. And you know what? You know who created that? You did. You did. If you treat your customers the way that this shipping company treated me, you will plateau. There will be no way that you can grow your business. So, we have both retail clients and franchised operators that provide us with video testimonials to help us on both of those objectives. And that is to sell retail projects and obviously to sell more franchises. And so, I really want to rattle your cage. And I've shared with you a personal story. And I got to tell you, I'm still offended. I mean, you might be able to tell, a bit of a grumpy sort, but I am completely offended by the lack of awareness. And so if I could rattle your cage as a general contractor and say, for crying out loud, put yourself in their position. Would you like to be treated the way that you are treating your clientele currently? Now, remember, it's enjoyable to do the deal. I get it. And it is a hard slog to get the job finished, even when you don't want to go and do stuff. But laziness is not an excuse. Clients will not accept the fact that you either can't be bothered, or it's down your list of priorities, or it's on your to-do list, or whatever. You have to serve your clients throughout the process just the way that you really served yourself to get the deal first and foremost. So here's where I come back and say, guys and gals, start well, finish strong, because it will reward you. Don't just be charismatic. Be full of character at the way. The charisma will get you started, but the character is what's going to carry you over. And I'm telling you, if you do charisma with no character, what will happen is you will plateau. If you do charisma with character, your business will grow exponentially. In other words, people will recognize that you're a bloody good human being, in the fact that you actually go above and beyond, that you even, maybe take a call on a Saturday afternoon, or you get there first thing on a Monday, even when you already had a week full of stuff to do. But I'm telling you, it's those things that are the intangible things that actually bring you and your business the most benefit. That's how reputations are built, not through just charisma, but character. So I hope that's helped. Start well, finish strong. Your business will benefit from it. It will hurt you a little bit, because it just does. But I'm telling you, the sacrifice is worth it. The amount of the ROI, or the dividend that will be paid back to you, will be worth it. So look, guys and gals, if you've got any questions about this subject or any other subject, feel free to email me at max@businessforbuilders.ca, and I'll get back to you fairly promptly. Would love to help in any way we can. We'd ask you to, share and like and do all that sort of stuff. Anyone who loves this information or could benefit from it, feel free to share it. But we look forward to helping you again soon, and we'll see you in the next episode. Cheers.